What's up? What's up, everybody? I hope you all are doing well and having a great Friday. So, I have an important topic today. I don't know if y'all been seeing this or you've been sleeping on it. I don't know, but we got to talk about this today. And it is what is called corporate buying season. I'm going to define it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give you some insights. But I was laughing as I was writing this because I was thinking about my time as an account executive and when I strictly worked with universities and government entities. And I remember over the summer, this would be like the prime time. We literally called it buying season. It was from about April to July. If I remember correctly, it's been a few years. Between April and July were like our buying season time. So, this is when it was like you hit the phones hard, you're having conversations because these universities typically bought their technology over the summer, like when students were out, and then also in alignment with their budget periods. And so this would be the time where you would be making consistent calls. This was the time where our quotas were often higher depending on what type of region that you were in, but generally speaking across the board, we would be expected to bring in more dollars during this time than any other time throughout the year. And why it's so interesting is because the same thing goes in entrepreneurship. So when I think about the work that we're doing selling to corporations, I still think of it as the work that I did inside of an organization to sell millions. And so the important piece of this and what buying season really means and why it's important to you is that companies, organizations, universities, schools, nonprofits, government entities, all the umbrellas, they have money to spend that they either have to use or they lose it. And if they lose it, this means that next time the budgets are going to be analyzed differently. If it didn't need to be used here, if we didn't need education, if we didn't need, books and resources and whatever they allocated for professional development, training, leadership development, whatever the case may be, that money is going to be funneled to other areas that were over budget, right? So that doesn't mean anything for them, right? They don't mind spending the money elsewhere if that is the case, but that means the next time when you are trying to go after pitching, when you go after pitching these organizations, that means the money that they would have had to spend on your particular services, your trainings, and all those things, all of a sudden they don't have it because budgets have shrunk. So, again, I don't want to get too, I always kind of caution myself on how nerded out I want to get with y'all on this because there's so many different elements that I could share. And I don't want you to get too lost. I want you to stay to the point that matters to you. Get in front of these people right now because either they have the money today and they can spend it with you, or tomorrow, meaning next quarter, next year, whatever, they won't. So, with that being said, the buying season period is going to be important. And generally, we would have wanted to start to have these conversations earlier. However, we still have 30 days left where money it has to be spent, right? So, I actually developed a list of universities a couple of days ago that have budgets expiring June 30th. And I know for a fact, universities, they spend money quick. They're always looking for people to come in and do leadership development training, particularly for the students, has been a lot of my experience. But even in their HR departments, there's opportunity there. There's grants that they get. There's so much that they have in order to do programming around the professional development of the students. You just got to go and tap into that. So this time period, these next 30 days are going to be important to do a couple of things. Number one, you need to start having conversations. I know a lot of people are, thinking, well, I need to have my offer together. I need to have my packages and this and that. You don't. Actually, all you need to do is have the expertise and be able to have the conversations with how your expertise is a match for their services. Let me give you a real example because I literally do this every single day. I had a conversation with the University of Houston earlier this year. And I looked through their website. I did my research. I go through my entire process to get information before I reach out to anyone. I saw that they had a leadership development program. Every university that I have ever targeted, that I have helped my clients work with, they have these leadership development programs. Do you all know that they bring in speakers. Sometimes they have year-long leadership development programs. They have, certain times of the year they do different things. All universities have these programs and they are looking for expert speakers. You know what she told me when I had the conversation with the program manager there? She said, we often use people, internal, but the students get tired of hearing our voices. And I have a challenge with finding people who have expertise and who can connect to students and, show them the 1, 2, 3s or the how-tos on certain professional development skills. All of y'all could do that. You don't need to create an offer to do that. If an organization or a university came to you and they wanted to know exactly how to, let's say, build a better personal brand, right? Many of y'all have worked for corporations. If they wanted to learn how to build a better personal brand so they can translate the things that they're doing on campus into real world skills that get them a job, I'd be willing to bet 50,000 of y'all could do that, right? And get a $5,000, $7,500 check. I've even seen a client that had a $12,000 check from one conversation. Now, you may be saying, okay, these are small opportunities, but what you want to think about is these are foot in the door opportunities. So many of us are doing free speaking online. We don't mind getting on here, I myself included. We do a lot of content online around our topics. Why not take that, put it into a space and get a check for it, right? And you're going to do those things anyway through your marketing. But when you get inside of these organizations, now you build annual and multi-year opportunities that you can bank on and really develop a corporate pipeline. That is so important for me to start doubling down on and explaining as I'm talking about what it means to have a corporate division in your business. It's not about one contract here and there and how you can get the low-hanging fruit. It's about how do you build a pipeline in your business of hundreds of thousands of dollars of opportunity that have different dates in which they're going to close. Because that is how you truly make use of this. It's not how do you get the opportunity tomorrow, but how do you build the longevity of an opportunity where you look at 2026 and you say, all right, I've got this university contract. I've got this corporate contract. I've got all these things in place. Sorry. You've got all these things in place that are setting you up for opportunities, not just for this year, but going into next year as well. It's going to be very important to do that. So a part of what you want to start to make sense of in your head is, number one, am I thinking that far in advance? Am I having these conversations? Yes, the budgets are expiring and there may be some low-hanging fruit, but this is also the time to start having these conversations about how do you set yourself up for long-term opportunities? As I said, universities are looking for y'all. Like, I don't know how many different ways that I can paint this picture so that you all see you don't need all these things that you think you need to have in place in order to go after these opportunities. Can you talk on a particular subject? Do you have content? Can you put together content on the very simple things like communication, presentation skills, soft skills? You all have that. These are opportunities that you can be capturing right now. And if time is in your way, then that's a different conversation that you need to look at. So it's not just about how do you throw spaghetti at the wall and figure out who's what, but understand where the opportunity strikes right now and where it's striking hot. Universities is going to be one of those key pieces. And that's what this whole buying season is all about. So I say corporate, but corporate is an umbrella. Y'all, universities, as we just outlined, have plenty of money. I talk to them so often when I say they are the best clients to get into quickly, and you don't need to do a whole lot of prep in order to do this. Like, y'all can have university contracts tomorrow. Simple. All you need to do is know who to talk to, what to say, get the conversation going, and put together a proposal for them. Everyone listening to me can do that right now, but you all spend too much time thinking. You spend too much time putting things to the side and saying, oh, let me get this together. Let me get that together. When in actuality, you have everything you need. All you need is a conversation. All you need is the opportunity. And there are plenty around, but you have to be prepared for it. You have to know the language. You have to know exactly what to say in order to move them forward. I say this all the time to my clients. You don't need to be an expert in what they do. Just be an expert in what you do. And these opportunities will continue to follow you. So, steps. All right, let me get off my rant. I feel passionate about this because I think some people feel that it is a nice to have or something that you can just put to the side. But to me, this is so important to building a strong foundation in your business. Yes, you have the B2C stuff going. That's great. But why not have some of these very lucrative opportunities already set up for your business that can help you scale even faster with just talking to the same one person that you would talk to every other day, but this one person has a what do we say? A buying, the word is escaping me right now, but they have the ability to sign off on multiple six figures or $1 million of contracts. That's not something that is a small feat, right? It's the same energy, the same effort that you're doing to be able to make these conversations happen. So that's going to be important to step one, have the conversations. No more thinking, no more letting opportunities slide by. I see a lot of opportunities that I know of that are happening right now. And I'm like, I have my community of people that I share them with, but I want to be able to share opportunities with people who are ready. People who are like, okay, what do I need to get together? Let me get it together and let's get it going. So opportunities are all around you. Stop letting them get by. Focus on having conversations. So, yes, their budgets are expiring, but they're not just spending money with anybody. What is the value add that you bring? What are the things that you know? What are the things that they need that you can actually provide? Go to their website. Like I said, with the university contact that I spoke with, it was a cold outreach. Sometimes too, and I'll again out myself. I did a cold call yesterday to a organization about my book. I had a great conversation with this guy. Not only did he give me the contact person for the organization that I reached out to, but he also was like, send me your information because I also work with several other organizations that I think could need your expertise. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, cold doesn't work, or I don't want to do cold. Cold works. Even a cold phone call literally opened me up to at least 2 to 3 other organizations, if not more, where my services can be utilized. Can you make a phone call? Can you send an email? I'm sure. But what's getting in your way? The thought process, oh, well, I got to sit down and think about this. Are they the right person? Are they going to respond? All of that stuff. Set it to the side because opportunities are striking right now. Okay. So before we go, I want to make sure that you guys understand. And just to recap on what this buying season period looks like, it's now in June 30th. It's also going to be the end of the year. But companies have, like the last company I worked for has a different fiscal year altogether. So it's not just now, but this is going to be like one of the most prime time seasons to get in front of these organizations. Like this and around the end of the year are like the prime times. Now, that just escaped me of why I said that. I think I was going through the steps. So it's going to be important to, number one, have the conversation. So develop a list of organizations. If you don't have one, I have ways that I've provided those to people, but you have to be someone that I have seen your work. I've seen what you can do because these relationships are important. So I want to call this out too, because I recently did a post sharing that I have this list and, that I have these organizations that I'm working through. And I got a lot of feedback that people didn't have their offers together or they didn't have things to do. It's no need to get a list or it's no need to do any research if you aren't ready to do anything with it. So love the comments, love the engagement, but if you're not ready to do anything with the information, let's not waste time, right? So get yourself in a space where you're like, okay, if I get this information, I'm going to run with it. And then I'm there to support you. So have that list, do that outreach, book those conversations right now. Whether you work with me or not, that's something that you can simply do, especially with the universities. All their information is online, y'all. Like you can literally, if you have the time and want to sit there for a few hours and just dive into universities and get the contact information yourself, you can do that. So this is not a thing about work with me to do it. It's about whatever way you want to do it, just get it done and stop sitting on the sidelines. Stop saying this is not the right time. It is. It truly is. And you may not even have to deliver the workshop, the training, or whatever the case may be until next year, until next semester. But get the contract now. Build the relationship now, because that's going to set you up for those annual and multi-year opportunities. Now, I have something going on that I've been sharing with quite a few people and it's going to be through the entire month of June. And it's called the Pitch Accelerator. So this is the answer to all the folks who felt like, look, I just need the contacts. I just need to figure out what my pitch, what my angle is. I know what my expertise is. I know what I can do. I just need to utilize my warm network and then some additional contacts and just send them the outreach. This is not for my overthinkers. This is for the people that are like, look, if I can have the conversation, I know that I could figure out something and I could put it together. And so the Pitch Accelerator is going to be a 30-day intensive. I'm inviting 10 entrepreneurs to work alongside me to develop pitches for their warm network, as well as get access to my network. I got to see what you're doing before I open up the contacts and things that I'm working with. And through that, you are going to book at least 3 to 4 discovery calls over the period of 30 days and build out your corporate pipeline where you can close opportunities and have a focus on what is actually working in your business right now. So again, it's just focused on pitching. It's not teaching. It's not courses. It's not a group program. This is an accelerator where we're going to be working together with you in particular to set up your specific tailored, customized pitches. We're going to be using my proven system that has led to 6-figure contracts. I'm going to be bringing that to this intensive and then saying, hey, I don't know who's listening right now, but hey, Jaleesa, here's exactly what your angle is for what you do. Here's the organizations that I know need this right now. Here's the language that you need to say. All you need to do is press send. That's as easy as I can make it. Press send, you'll have the follow-ups to be able to continue to engage and get those calls on the calendar. And once you get the calendar booked with calls, and if you feel like, hey, I don't know what to say, I will be there to guide you through exactly how you want to structure that conversation so that you can ensure those opportunities are in your pipeline. I want y'all getting this money. If you can't see it, that's what I want for y'all. I want you getting this money. I want you getting these opportunities. So that's what the Pitch Accelerator is going to be strategically focused on. So this is for the person, again, you're ready to pitch. You don't have to have a package. You don't have to have a dialed in offer. Do you have expertise that can be sold to these organizations? Do you have expertise that can be sold to a university? I just gave y'all an example. They literally look for people to teach on professional development skills, networking, emotional intelligence, soft skills, team building. Y'all do all this stuff. It doesn't have to be your forward-facing offers. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't have to be like you have this package, but just with focusing on universities, it's all up here. It's your expertise. It's what you do every day. Can you speak on that for an hour? Yes. And let that be your first foray and opportunity to continue to build out with these organizations. Same thing even in traditional for-profit corporations. They may just be looking for someone to talk. I did a talk, when was this? Maybe in 2023. Someone booked me for a talk to talk about management styles, like different personality styles and how to manage them. We are in teams. We have been team leaders. Like, you have the knowledge to be able to do something just as simple as that. Did I have an offer of that? Did I even have the slides prepared to do that? No. I built all of that after we had the conversation. I was confident that I had the skills to be able to deliver that. And then I went to put it together. So I want it to be that simple for you guys and for you to really see, like, okay, it's not this big thing that's so far off. It's literally right here. All you have to do is just turn and look at it, and know that there are opportunities beyond you just packaging up what you're doing today. Sometimes it could be the very thing that maybe you wrote a book about, the very thing that maybe you learned from your corporate career, or whatever the case may be. That could be a corporate contract that is like blinging, 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 saying, here's what we need. Okay. I got off track because I'm a bit on a tangent today, because this is so important and this is so key, and this is the time to really start to tap into this. And so the Pitch Accelerator, as I mentioned, is open. We are starting on June 3rd. We are going to meet live every Tuesday in June. However, you will be setting up your pitch plans for the entire week, and you'll have access to me to get your questions answered as we go along through that 30 days. The goal is, again, to get those 3 to 4 corporate discovery calls booked. And then I will be there to help you map out a plan on what you're going to do from the conversation to ensure you feel confident with that piece as well, in order to grab your spot and do the investment part. So the investment for it is $2,000. We still do have a couple of promotions left. And so if you're interested, shoot me a DM with the letters TPA, and I'll give you information on those promotions that we have. There may be a couple of left. I sent out a few invitations yesterday. So it's whoever jumps on it first will get access to some of those additional bonuses. And there's 10 spaces available. So I would love to have you. I would love to see you. I want to work alongside you to get all your questions answered so that you can be doing the things that you need to do to make things happen, and to get that corporate pipeline set up. So you invest $2,000 and say your first contract opportunity is $10,000. Is that worth it? Absolutely. And then you have a repeatable system that you can continue to use outside of this 30 days to just do it over and over again. That's my goal. So I want you to be able to set yourself up with opportunities, but I want you to walk away with a process that you can continue to run over the entire year, whether you continue to work with me or not, to get more opportunities in the door. So we're not talking about small potatoes. We're talking about large opportunities where, yes, maybe the first one is small so you can get in the door, but then how do you set yourself up for those larger opportunities? By being very clear on what it is that you provide beyond just a particular workshop, but how can you do consulting? How can you I just got off a call today, which is very exciting, a partnership that I have with another organization that is leadership development focused. They want access to my network. They want access to y'all, but not y'all that's just kind of watching. The ones who are serious and actually have things in place and are prepared to work with organizations, they want access to my network. They want to be sure that if they go after these contracts with GE, for example, and they're looking for, 50 different coaches, they want to be able to come and say, Kirsten, who are the people that you have who are ready to go that can coach for these opportunities? And I want to be able to say, yes, this one, this one, this one. And so while that is a goal of mine, to have a network of people who are ready to go after these opportunities, I also want to ensure you have the process to be able to build opportunities on your own whenever you want. Whenever, not just right now, but when you know these buying seasons are happening, I want you to be ramping up and getting in front of these people and getting these low-hanging fruit opportunities and building these long-term relationships. Okay, I'm hot. I feel like I did preach a sermon today and shared a whole lot of different things with you. So I would love to hear your takeaways from this. I would love to hear what you plan on doing. It's time to stop watching. It's time to get off the sidelines. It's time to stop letting opportunities pass you by. And it's time to get in the game. And I'm giving you the support to do that through the Pitch Accelerator. So if you would like to get, why did I pick up this brush? If you would like to get a spot inside of that, again, 10 spots are available. That could change by the time that you see this video, but that's all that we have space for, so that I can be able to work one-on-one with each person and ensure their pitch is dialed in and tailored to their particular experience and what I'm seeing right now selling in the market. So send me the DM, TPA, if you're interested. If you have any questions on it, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have and ensure this is a good fit for you. And let's get this money. Let's go sell some stuff to these organizations that are looking for us. Another thing I often hear in these rooms that I'm in with corporations, they don't have enough people who are ready to do the work. They have the money. They don't see the people who are ready and can actually do the work. I'm appalled at that. As many people that I see who are interested in corporate opportunities and always saying they want more, I'm like, why are corporations saying that they cannot find people to do the work? They have money, but they don't have the people that they can spend it with. That's crazy to me. And no one person, myself, any one of my clients, can be the sole deliverer to these organizations. It has to be more people who are prepared to get this money. And that's what this program does, but that's what my purpose is in general, to make sure more people are prepared, that you are doing the work, that you aren't just throwing spaghetti against the wall and not getting responses, because people are looking for you. They need more people who are ready to go and know what they're doing and know how to work with corporations. That could be everyone that's under the sound of my voice and listening to this video and to this live. All you have to do is decide that the excuses are not worth it and that you're ready to move forward and really grow the stream of your business. All right. I'm going to jump off now because I think I got another call in a few. And I'm going to let y'all have an amazing weekend. If I see you in the Pitch Accelerator, again, we start on Tuesday. I would love to see you. And if not, I will see you next time. Talk to you soon.